for you, what is it like being a woman in sports? What has kind of been your experience, especially as, more women have gotten into the world of sports?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny because a lot of people ask me, "Do you have a woman that you look up to within the sports world?" And to be honest, I actually don't.
Yeah.
Because growing up and when I started, the women, they actually weren't that nice, which is kind of sad to say, but the women that I was surrounded by within the sports, they weren't that nice and they weren't that supportive, so the guys always were. And so and still to this day, I don't really have a woman, like I have women that I respect and I do like their work, but I actually don't have one that I look up to. So that was kind of ironic because the guys actually nurtured me.
Yeah.
But which they're still amazing and they're very supportive. But definitely when I was in Minnesota, I actually everybody was kind of like equal. There was no drastic difference. One person made one comment. They're like, "Yeah, have you ever noticed that you're actually the only girl here all the time?" And I had never really noticed it. It never really registered because they treated
Right.
me so much respect and everything. And then I had moved to North Carolina, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm very honest about it. I moved here, and that was a completely different ballgame. So
Yeah.
that's when I started to realize that I am the only girl
Yeah.
here, and certain things are said to me that probably aren't very nice and stuff like that. But you kind of just have to, you just brush it aside and keep going, or you stand up for it and anything of that nature. So that definitely moving here actually was where I really started to realize that I am the only girl. And one of the tidbits that a lot of people don't really know is that I've been here for 4 years,
Yeah.
about. Um, the first 2 years when I moved here, I actually wore neutral colors. So I wore black, grays, and yellows, or not yellows, sorry, black, grays, and whites, to blend in because a lot of the people around here, they are males. A lot of the guys basically around here, they didn't think I was here for the right reasons and they didn't believe me and they didn't believe my clients. They didn't believe anything. So it was really sad. But the first 2 years, I actually just went into hiding. And then the
Oh,
past 2 years, I started wearing pinks. I started to, you know what, that is my work. That is a mural that has everything, all my stuff. Like that is amazing.
absolutely.
And so I started to just, be myself and not care. And obviously they did get mad, but I didn't care, and they made comments because I would come from my full-time job to go and shoot, which, thankfully, I've worked so hard that now I could do full-time
Yeah.
shooting, but I had worn a dress, and then I would come to a game, and there would be comments made, and I'm like, I change clothes, but I would change into, my yoga or anything of that nature that is, like, professional, but I wear pinks now because I was tired of blending in, I was tired of all those comments, I was like, "I'm gonna be a girl, and I'm gonna own it," so.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's so important. There are so many comments, and I think it's so crazy the fact that, women trying to get into the sports world, no matter if it's from photography or announcing or whatever it may be, that we're still looked upon as that. It's so weird that we like sports. So weird that we
Yeah.
want to be in the world of sports. Um, so I always like talking to women like yourself and just at like seeing what it's like from your perspective. Because it's always different depending on where you are in the sports world.
Yeah. Especially, like, because, we get locker room access and everything of that nature, and some people have huge fits about it, and other people, thankfully now, because 'cause I've been here a few years, now people are just like, they just accept it and everything of that nature, and I'm like, "It's should be even playing field." I don't understand why I'm treated the way I am.
I
So,
completely agree. But your work has spoken for itself. Like you had a huge like Carolina Hurricanes mural in the airport. You've been on ESPN.com. You've been on tons of NHL Instagrams,
yeah.
TSN.com, so many different places. Like your work has clearly spoken for itself and has been everywhere. And I just what was the feeling you got when you first saw yourself on one of these like places and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy the older I've gotten, the more I've, like, looked back and been like, "This is insane." Um, and I'm not that old
Yeah,
either. I mean, I am for some people, but some people I'm still not. Like my coworkers, I'm the youngest.
right.
So, yeah, I think I was 22 or 23 when I had my first ESPN feature, and I was like, "This is insane," because I had only lived here not even a year, and I already had a feature, and that was like
Crazy.
college here. So
Yeah,
that was just kind of like it was a very, very shocking thing, but definitely the Carolina Hurricanes mural that was in the airport, I had no idea. So I had seen it on Twitter of all places, and I'm not very active on Twitter, but I am just to like catch up and kind of like see my work and see other people's and support other people. And I was on Twitter and I saw somebody tweet it, and then I was like, "I think I took that." And I did shoot for the Carolina Hurricanes during the playoffs, so it made
Very
sense, which I'm very, very thankful for because I was 24 when I had done that, which is still super young to shoot for a pro team, like, directly. So
yeah.
it's been an honor and a dream come true. They do use me from time to time, which I'm so thankful for. But yeah, I had seen it, and then I was like, "I need to go to the airport," and I live very close to the airport.
Yeah.
So I went to the airport by myself, paid for this, and I started crying, which is
Cool.
typical girl, but I don't give a crap. So I started crying when I actually saw it because it is for to ceiling, obviously, with the pandemic and marketing and money for sports. Obviously, it had to be taken down during the pandemic, which made me sad. But and we had surprised my parents when they came to town because I am from South Dakota. So surprising them was super cool because we're like, "Hey, mom, turn around. Do you see that mural?" So
That's
it
so
was
awesome.
insane. It was so cool when friends came because they would record and be like, "I know this person," and yeah, and that was also put into billboards around the town
Yeah.
as well, which has been super big and other places, magazines, so it's been really insane, and I am always very, very thankful because you never know if you're gonna see something of that magnitude,
Yeah.
and it's a rarity to see something in print nowadays. So, seeing it in magazines and seeing it that big and everything, it was a dream come true, and I'm very, very thankful, and it was a cool shock, so
I love it and massive applause to you because I mean, it was massive. It was like took up that full wall. Like it was so cool to see. So massive applause to you for that. It was
thank you, thank
awesome.
you.